Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Starr and I am a light renegade, part of a collective of Pleiadian beings bringing you information from beyond the veil. I hope that everyone is well. A collective message from the Anunnaki today. If this is your first time here, you might want to start at the beginning of the series. This is a big one today. A lot of deep understandings, and I think it was exactly what I needed to hear today. I'll share a little bit more at the end, but it really struck a nerve and a chord within my heart space today, and I felt very held by the Anunnaki this evening, channeling with them, and I'm just very grateful for their presence here, and I think you will be too after this message. But they started with, "Hello dear souls. We are back for a brief moment as a collective. As you know, we have been off fighting. We are grieving and we are grateful. You must understand that life this side is everlasting. Those who fall will rise again, in another form and in such a way that you do not fear death or the end, as you may call it. Each being is celebrated in all its forms, and especially those who have been sacrificed in service, they are honored and crowned. True kings and queens lost their lives this weekend, yet we couldn't be more thankful to have fought for you. This is a short respite until we must return. We wanted to come forward today, fresh from war, to remind you how precious life is, and how it should be experienced in a sacred way. Honor each other and make your life a moving prayer. Cherish those around you, as you can never be sure how much time you have together. And although they never leave, it is a different form of connection. Treat each life as precious, unique, and pure. If you could only see the light in each other, what a different earth you would be living right now. It was with open arms that we wish to thank you. Thank you for being here to accept our return and to march on, though the march has turned into a steep climb and becoming more treacherous by the day. We are enamored by your strength, your courage and tenacity, and approach to serving self. We have watched you grow from strength to strength, and we are delighted. This is a reminder to pause, stop, look around and see how much you have grown. We see some of you wishing the days, the weeks, this lifetime away because of this idea of heaven. To this we say, make heaven on earth now. Allow yourself to bask in all that is available to you now, especially in time when times are tough. You are seemingly in conflict or chaos. Pause and know that this too shall pass. So allow it to pass with ease. Give yourself and others a break, the art of letting go. Remind self it is okay to let go, to let others come to their own conclusions in their own times and ways, and you do not need to, all you need to do is focus in on self and enjoy the now. This is the start of heaven which you seek. It all starts within you. We will leave you here for today, but we have an affirmation for you to take forward from this day. We say this with grief in our hearts and to remind you to live now. There are so many fighting so that you can survive. Remember that. We do not say this to cause remorse or guilt, but to remind you how important and precious each and every one of you are. None of us would be here if we didn't believe it so. You are important. You deserve to live the life of abundance and joy. You deserve to feel heaven on earth today, right now, in this moment. Please repeat this with us. I am eternally divine. Source Creator allowed me to express self exactly as I am, and I couldn't be more grateful. I'm here to spread my love and joy to all those around me, especially those in need or crisis. I'm honoring my life, my standing up for self and stating today, I shall live for me, my beauty, my wealth, and my pride in just living at this time of great change. I am the change. I see the change in others. And I commit to self each day to keep creating my life to be a living prayer. I honor life as it mirrors love back to me. With all our love, your grateful servants, the Anunnaki. I was so grateful for this message today. I didn't think I would make a video today. I spent a lot of time releasing, and I now understand that, perhaps I was tapping into this grief also from the Anunnaki. We know these beings, and it's almost, we can't comprehend just how much is happening for us at this time. And, I get to see it all, hear it all, experience it all, and it just doesn't sink in that there are so many beings fighting for us to survive, fighting for us to continue living, even though that it is so dark here in some spaces. They see our light and they want us to shine. And that's definitely something that I'm being encouraged to do more. But I think something that doesn't get shared enough is that the more that you expand, the more you have to release of the past, of the old you, of past pain, to allow you to be able to experience it. This idea of receiving from life, I think, is very elusive to many light workers, and it takes work to believe you deserve to receive. I think this isn't spoken about enough. We come here and it's imprinted in us to help serve other, to give up so much of self to other. But actually, the most important thing you can do is give to self, is to allow yourself to feel the abundance of everything that you are and know that you deserve to receive. And, we come here with a lot of lessons to be learnt. We come here also helping a lot of others, and this is something that I've been given as an understanding, is I came here with some contracts that meant that I was going to be the one to suffer so that other people could then grow. And that's a really difficult thing to take in sometimes, when you remember those spaces, those times of pain, those times of struggle, and you think, that wasn't necessarily all for me. And when we are healing, it feels unfair. It feels like, why me, and the more we can just release the why and understand the now, and allow self to understand that the more pain you felt, the more light you are able to feel too. So everything is always for you in equal measure. Even if you felt such pain for other, you will receive that back, and you have to be at a point to allow yourself to receive. And I say from experience that it feels uncomfortable, and this has been very much a growing on the job for me. And speaking with the Anunnaki this evening, they were sort of laughing at me, in the most loving way, because they can see me struggle and worry about how to show up in the best way, the strongest way for you. And they said, people aren't looking for a leader. They are looking to someone that they can relate to. And I think we always wanted to come up to this space, a light of source, with such authenticity. And, you know, many of you witnessed me cry multiple times here. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with sharing that because I think it's important. And I think, you know, me showing up in these spaces, I look around and I see some not sharing as much, and that would make me feel like I was doing something wrong, when actually that's just me. You know, I'm a very emotional person, I'm a very emotional being, and I know that that's my superpower. So I bring that here, to that understanding that it's okay to release. It's so okay to show emotion, and it's very difficult when you haven't been taught the healthy ways to do that. And I say that also from experience, and it's been very much a push and pull within self to allow myself to release and believe that I deserve to release, that I deserve to soften, that I deserve to experience love and abundance and wealth in all of its forms. And that can feel very uncomfortable for some of us. There's a lot of trauma in those areas, so don't be afraid to be erupting with emotion at this time, I think I want to say. And, you know, some of us are grieving in ways that we can't even comprehend right now. You know, some of us are from star systems, and there are people, beings that have been lost, but we're not officially aware of it here, but, you know, our energies feel it. So allow for that space too, and know that you are so held, so incredibly held. And I know not everyone can feel in such a way that I'm so grateful that I can right now, but it's there for you. It will show up in the ways that you can experience it right now. If you are still working on, you know, your sensing abilities, your clairs, that sort of thing, it's like it is always there for you, and you will receive it in a way that you can experience it. So trust in that too. And I think I just wanted to share, you know, call in those that you believe in, or that you might not believe in, that are there to help us. And it's not something that I've spoken about actually a lot in this space. I speak about it a little bit on Instagram, but from very early on in my journey, I was very, very connected to the angelic realms, and I couldn't be more grateful. You know, those times when I have been on my knees and just, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know how to live this bit, you know. They've been there, and they show up, and there are so many beings out there now fighting for us, sharing all their energy with us. So call it in. And this idea of believing that you are enough to call that in, to believe that you deserve to have help, is also something that isn't talked about enough. And this comes from a being that always felt very out of place, and my family joke about it because, you know, I felt very uncomfortable just taking things. You know, they talk about if there's a fruit bowl, I would ask for a piece of fruit, and all the time they would say, you don't have to ask, you know, we're family. And I think there was an essence of me knowing that I truly wasn't from this family somewhere, but also allowing myself to believe that I deserve to just take too, because some things are on offer to us, like energy from the divine realms, that is there for us to say, you know, we are willing to accept and to take it. You know, sometimes beings show up and I literally run to them with open arms, you know, and I receive a hug from them, and I'm so grateful that I get to be in that space. But that energy is always around you, and you know, I've been there when it feels so lonely. You feel so alone, and things are just in chaos around you, and you think, how am I how am I going to get through this bit? How am I going to continue to walk this path and call it in, ask for that help? We're not supposed to be taking it all on our own. You know, we're never truly alone. And the minute that you can allow yourself to receive divine light into your heart space, and it feels so overwhelming. You know, I felt very overwhelmed the first times connecting with the divine, because I'd never felt anything like that before. And I was receiving for the first time from being a being that would give everything that I had to others, to the detriment of my own being. You know, it was like, no more. And it was time for me to learn, you know, and I learned the hard way. But love is there for you. Support is there for you. Beings are literally fighting on our behalf. And again, to reiterate, that's not to guilt, but just to remind you that you are worthy. So many beings out there see you as worthy and worth fighting for. So allow yourself to soften. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to move slow. I've been moving a lot slower in my spaces, in my time with self, and understanding that I need to soften at this time. And you know, I've been in such a time of all my defenses having to be up, and you know, you guys, some of you that have been here for a while, you know, battling darker energy and forces and putting in boundaries with people, and literally feeling like I'm having to look over my shoulder constantly. And it's been such a stark contrast for everyone to come in and say, it's okay. It's okay to put it down. It's okay to soften. That time is over. And there is a lot of emotion coming up. There's a lot of past pain coming up. There is a lot of just, oh, it's okay. And that feels uneasy too. You know, I've been in fight and flight for a very long time of my life, and just being armed for battle. And you know, this isn't a fight, and this is something that I've been having to understand. And in some places I've had to be strong, but it hasn't been a fight. It's been a allowing, it's been a releasing, and it's been a standing in myself, but also in my love. It's like my heart is so open, and it always has been, but now I get to receive back from life, from beings that care so much about me and so much about all of us. You can't put it into words. It's a feeling, you know, and I wish for everyone to receive that level of support, because I think if everyone could understand that that's there for them, everyone would be living in such a different way. And you know, like the Anunnaki say, if we could just live looking at the light in each other, we would be in a very different world right now. And that's what we're fighting for, that future. And you know, in some spaces that is a long time away, but I'm starting to really feel and understand how heaven is here already, in the arms of those that love you, in the arms of those beings that are there for you. And you know, to those that feel truly alone, you are never alone. There is someone with you always. Some form of energy, entity, being, angel, guide. They're there for you, so just call it in, because they will show up for you. And in the time when you have nothing left and you don't know where to turn, they will be there for you. So remember that, and keep going, but go soft, go gentle, go slow. Go with care for yourself and others, and those that are hurting around you, those that are struggling to make those changes. You know, send love to them. And we have to set those boundaries sometimes and take a step back, and that is also okay. This art of letting go is so hard when you feel like you care so much, and you can see where others are in such pain, and you think, you know, if you just did this, or if you just stopped that. But it's not for us to decide when, you know, it's up to each individual to know when they've had enough. But that time will come. We're coming into the timelines where there is no room for that much suffering anymore. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful to know that. I'm so grateful to know that there are beings fighting for that for us each day. And honoring their lives, those lives that are being lost for ours, and knowing that those beings don't disappear, they just turn into something else, and they will always be there to hold us and us to hold them. So send out your love to those that are grieving at this time, those star beings, those light beings, those entities of magical magnitude. I'm sending so much love out to them and to each and every one of you for being here, for showing up. And I keep saying it, but I honestly couldn't be more grateful. And to those of you that have been on this path for such a long time, I can't comprehend. I don't know how you've done it, and I hope that you are receiving, or at least you are understanding that you deserve to receive just by existing, because I wouldn't be here without you. So many people wouldn't be here without you. So many spaces of light in this earth right now wouldn't be here without you. So take pride in that. Keep showing up for yourself in that, and allowing yourself to receive the love that you deserve. No one can truly take from you when your cup is overflowing. Remember that, everyone. But I leave you here for today, and I hope you can feel the love that I send out to you. I feel like my heart is so open for every being, everything, every inch of life at this time. I couldn't be more grateful to be here and experience this level of love, this Christ consciousness. I feel completely overtaking my being, and this is not something that I have ever experienced to this magnitude before, but I feel anew, I feel reborn, I feel so grateful, and I hope that's shining through onto you too, and especially those that might be struggling right now. I'm here for you. I see you, I hear you, and you're not alone. And if you needed to hear today how much you are loved and appreciated, and how much room there is for you to grow, I say it to you. I'm here for you, and I love you with every inch of my being. And there are so many beings out there wanting to help you, so call them in. You will intuitively know when it's the time, so be still, everyone. Allow life to unfold in front of you, and allow yourself to receive love, because you deserve it. Take care.